So some people have these kind of cliches like men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Well, that's not true. We're all from the same. We're all from the same planet. We're all members of the same species. But the evolutionary meta theory, which is just a fancy term for theory of theories, is simply that we expect to see similarity in male and female psychology in all domains where they face the same or similar problems. Like dealing with Darwinian hostile forces of nature that I mentioned earlier. It's only in domains where they face different adaptive problems, as we call them, or adaptive challenges, that we expect to see sex differences. Well, as it turns out, these domains fall very heavily in the mating and sexuality domain for reasons that, I alluded to one earlier, but you start as a kind of a ground level truth. There are sex differences in our reproductive biology. So fertilization occurs internally within women, not within men. Okay, this creates a problem for men in this parlance, an adaptive problem known as the problem of paternity uncertainty. So in other words, no woman on earth has ever, to my knowledge, given birth, and as the baby is coming out of her body, look down and wonder, gee, is this kid really mine? Maybe Rosemary's Baby, saw that one. But men can never be sure. So maternity is 100% certain. Men can never be sure. Some cultures use the phrase mama's baby, papa's maybe, to kind of capture that asymmetry. And we actually know there are estimates of the rates of paternity uncertainty because we have the genetic data, the molecular genetic data to do that now. And they, of course, vary from culture to culture. But what this means is this is an example of a feature of our reproductive biology, a sex difference in our reproductive biology, that has created a problem, in this case, a sexually asymmetrical problem for men, not for women, such that if a man devoted, say, 2 decades of his resources in offspring in the mistaken belief that it was his own, when in fact it was a rival's offspring, well, he's actually benefiting the rival's reproductive success at a tremendous cost to his own. And so solving this paternity uncertainty problem is so critical and so dramatic that it accounts for why long-term, high-investing males are so rare in the mammalian kingdom. So if you look at all mammals, there are about ballpark of 5,000 plus species of mammals. Only somewhere around 3 or 4% have anything resembling a long-term pair-bonded strategy, and even fewer where males invest. So even like our closest primate relative, the chimpanzee, with whom we share more than 98% of our DNA, the males don't do anything. They have sex with the female when she's ovulating. She has these bright red genital swellings, and they're very interested in her at that time. And then after that, they just ignore the females, and they don't do much, if anything, for the infants or the offspring. Whereas our species, we have huge male parental investment, where not all the time, of course, we have deadbeat dads and men who don't do anything, but a lot of men do invest tremendous resources in feeding their kids, protecting their kids, socializing their kids, paying for them to go off to school, making sure that they develop the right skills, et cetera. So we're an extraordinary species in that sense, but we couldn't do that unless men had some way of solving that paternity uncertainty problem.